Hi, welcome to episode 2 of the Broken Sword 5, the Serpents Curse. We're carrying on from where we left off and we're talking to the waiter, got a coffee, trying to get in. I need to talk to Moo. Who honestly, who calls their kid Moo? Moo?
Sergeant Moo, we meet again.
Aha, Madame Collard, an unexpected pleasure.
I was in the
Unexpected.
gallery at the time of the theft. Can I get back in?
I am sorry, but I am under strict orders from Inspector Navet. Nobody in, nobody out. And I must correct you, Madame. It is no longer just a theft. It is a murder.
Mon Dieu, that poor man. Here's my press card. Do you have a statement for the paper?
Yes, Madame. Stay away from the crime scene and let the police do their job. And always leave a light on when you go out at night.
I always do that.
Who is Inspector Navet?
The most promising young investigator on the force. A genius, a man blessed with almost superhuman insight.
He sounds highly perspicacious.
Madame, it is not for us to talk about the inspector's sweaty proclivities. He is about to solve his third case in as many days.
So, what's he got that the other investigators don't have?
Blood spatter. He is the world expert. He reads the entrails of the crime scene like a book.
I really need to get into the gallery and speak to Inspector Navet.
Tut tut, he is not to be disturbed. He is applying his famous scientific methods. Any moment now, the case will be cracked. I certainly hope so. I am dog-tired and want to go home.
I witnessed the crime. I've got to get back in there.
I'm sure you can make an official statement in good time.
I saw the thief. I think I can help the investigation.
I am implacable, Madame Collard.
I chased after the shooter and got a photo of him.
Inspector Navet will be delighted.
You've got to let me into the gallery to show him.
Absolutely not.
So, I cannot go in without Inspector Navet's permission?
No.
And to get Inspector Navet's permission, I need to go in.
Exactement.
Have you ever heard of Kafka, Sergeant Moo?
Madame Collard, I do not see what soccer players have to do with this.
No, he's a... Never mind. This was madness. Sergeant Moo wasn't going to let me in. Why are you so tired, Sergeant Moo?
I have been working for 3 days with no rest. Navet is a genius in his field, and he assumes that we all have his energy and vigor.
Oh, you poor man. If you'd like to go and get some sleep, I will watch the door for you.
That's very thoughtful of you. Ha! A cunning attempt to make me a deserter, madame. A gendarme never leaves his post.
Well, how about a hot drink?
Ah, that would do the trick for sure. Unfortunately, I mustn't drink on duty. My doctor specifically warned me against it after the last incident.
That incident you mentioned, what happened exactly?
I don't want to talk about it. All I can say is it was very unfortunate. I am on duty, and I need to focus.
Thanks a lot, Sergeant Moo. You've been so helpful.
Yes. Let's fuck off now. Right, now we need to go get him a coffee to go. Talk to this man. I haven't
Monsieur.
looked at the drinks menu thing yet. Madame.
Madame?
Could we have a little chat?
Anytime, madame.
Could you make me a coffee to go?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame. One moment.
7 euros for a coffee. Is that what it says?
Here's your takeaway coffee, madame.
Fromage.
Thank you, monsieur.
I think that's a crepe or something, or an omelette. Right.
The menu offered black coffee and a small selection of other drinks.
Okay. Right, now we go down here. Grab that, give it to me.
Sergeant Moore, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait. I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one little cup of coffee won't hurt.
I am tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your little problem?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well, since you seem quite understanding, I shall elaborate.
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president himself. One day, en vacances, he went for a private discussion with a lady minister. I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk
Just
a
need to
coffee
get up
to
for a
stay
minute, hang on.
awake, and nature came to call. So I tied the dog
My
to a
heating on.
tree and went for a secret pee-pee.
Beep beep.
When I came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereuse with the lady minister's terrier.
Who's having a
But
shag?
how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are a victim of a great injustice, Sergeant.
You think so?
But of course, you knew you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the President himself.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
Yes, I suppose.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic, your career.
Now you put it like that?
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moo, drink!
She
Drink.
is?
She is. Drink or fall asleep at your post. Which is it to be?
I suppose it is drink?
Bravo, Sergeant!
I think she's using reverse psychology on him. I'm not too sure.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant.
But he's like, ugh,
I distracted Moo. It was now or never.
breaking the seal. Hey, I'm in.
How did you get past Sergeant Moo? Huh. Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with. It looks to me like an inside job.
So, no ordinary robbery.
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Maledictio is evil. I need to get into the office and see what the CCTV has to offer.
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
I'll see what I can do.
See this pizza box? That's what you do. You get the pizza box. This will be with no hints. Try it with no hints.
The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor.
You get your card and you
I
use the chewing
scraped up
gum.
the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice.
Right, got that. And then you...
How about
Like
that
that.
for a distraction?
Haha.
I wondered whether it would be enough.
Looks like blood, doesn't it?
The tomato sauce looked as close to blood as it was ever going to.
Okay. Now you talk to Neve. Navette.
Inspector Nave, do you have a moment?
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
Have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it. Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, Georges, that should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office.
How does he not hear that? Like beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep.
I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick because it wouldn't take him long.
Right, this here has a code. Oop. I have it written down somewhere.
At last, Stobart.
Sorry, Mr. Rickenbacker. I've been busy.
Yeah, I damn well hope so. I'm watching the news.
Oh, anything interesting?
Yeah, someone stole a painting.
Oh, really?
And it was one you insured. What's going on?
Ah, yes. Well, the guy was armed, sir.
So?
You think I should have thrown myself in front of the thief, wrestled him to the ground, got myself shot?
Sure would have made me feel better. Anyway, find that painting, or give me a good reason not to pay out. Please tell me that you have some leads.
I'm working on it.
He sounds like the bloke out of like this police thing. These people know they're gonna get caught, and they don't even know about it.
The calendar
Something
looked like a child's school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday.
27th
Poor
of
guy
the
hadn't
5th.
quite made it to his big day.
And you have 1975. I tried that on there. Doesn't work. Try the 27th of the 5th. That works.
The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording.
Right, so it's 27:05. What? Oh, right. I thought it said invalid
I
then.
rewound the
was like,
tape
what?
to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. Was Henri studying that picture, or did he look worried? There was definitely more to this robbery than I first thought. The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what the priest said. There was definitely something unsettling about the picture. Nico and I were taking a look at La Malédiction just before the robbery. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd.
Right, you click on everything. You can, just click on everything.
The most striking aspect of the painting was a snake eating its own tail. There I was, looking at the exhibition. It seemed that whenever Nico stepped back into my life, so did trouble. A good view of La Malédiction. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it. The most striking aspect.
Right, I already listened to that.
The killer caught in the act. There was nothing really distinctive about him. The CCTV had caught the killer in the act of lifting La Malédiction from the wall. He knew exactly which painting to take. The moment it all went horribly wrong, The most striking...
Yep.
There was some writing on the front of his helmet, but I couldn't quite make it out. Why hadn't Henri backed down when the thief pulled the gun? If that was me, I'd have done whatever the guy wanted. The killer making his getaway. A logo on the front of his helmet read Waterloo Motors. That could be useful. The painting was gone. The alarm should have sounded when the killer took the painting, but it had been sabotaged. I wondered who could have done that. Maybe Lane or even Henri himself. There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. Hopefully I didn't look too suspicious. That was me fiddling with the alarm. I hadn't thought about that when I was taking a look at the camera. Not my best angle. That was the last shot. I'd probably learned everything I could from the CCTV.
Right, you go to the statue now.
The statue was jaunty. Up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged.
Yeah, great.
Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting.
Interesting.
I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough to keep it hidden in the office.
I go to the desk and look in the drawer.
There was nothing else in the drawer.
I don't see what these are, you know, carrying pins and stuff. Maybe it's in the next... I don't know. Anyway.
The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence. It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. I'd never heard of Vera Security, but there was an address and phone number on the form.
Right, you go here, ring up Vera.
Hello, Vera Security?
George Stobart here, Paris Mutual.
Never heard of you.
Really? Well, I'm surprised. We're leaders in our field in commercial insurance, and our brand recognition is...
Do me a favor. Don't call back.
The lady hung up. I was going to have to visit in person.
Is there anything else? Oh, wastebasket. I think that's the last thing.
In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company, demanding immediate payment. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies' fashion stores. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris. I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't my business. But now I knew where he lived.
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
I
the
wasn't
truth.
tampering with anything. I was just looking for clues.
That is my job, Monsieur...
Stobart. George Stobart. Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really? So, you have plenty to gain from the robbery.
Well, no. We have plenty to lose from the robbery.
Don't patronize me, monsieur. Only a fool wouldn't know how insurance works.
Yeah. No flies on you, Inspector.
Exactly. I have to get up very early in the morning, which means I can be sure to catch the worm.
So I see.
May I remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course. But I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say can be used against you, Monsieur Stobart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. It's very likely that the security camera holds a clue to the killer's identity.
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. So, leave the investigating to me, huh, pal?
Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now, I must get on with my investigation. Monsieur, you are American, no?
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur.
Hutch.
No? Rolling around on top of fast cars with beautiful ladies, firing your gun.
Interesting idea, Inspector, but not really my style.
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something, monsieur. You are my prime suspect. You may go now, but I will need to speak with you again.
I had some valuable leads, but before following up on them, I had important business to attend to. Hey, Nico, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee?
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation. This is now an official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days. Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobart. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
The priest stays sat down, doesn't he?
2 coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Nave bought it.
I think Nave would buy anything if it had blood on it. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
The security firm that Henri used was not the one I recommended.
Well, that's understandable. I've been to restaurants that you recommended.
I've got their address. Maybe they can tell me who could have had access to that alarm. The CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Motors written across it.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me know what you find.
Alright, you're gonna let me select one?
Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm, but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La Maledictio.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it. Well, the priest thinks La Maledictio is evil.
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's something strange going on.
Good luck with your investigations. Well, I guess I should go. This story won't write itself. And Georges,
Yeah?
it's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life.
Right. I'm gonna leave it I'm gonna leave it here now. Get to Vera security first.
The
And then
address
next
led me to a dead-end alley at the end of a deadbeat mall. No wonder I'd never heard of Vera's security.
Is Vera security here? I'm gonna leave it here. I might actually... Hang on. I am gonna do that sign first. And then I'm gonna go.
Hi!
Because I like doing the sign.
I wonder if you can help me. I'm looking for Vera's security.
Right there.
Yes, of course. It's the shop behind you.
Thank you. The name's George, by the way.
Call me Bassam. And do please forgive me, but I'm in no mood to talk. I have a resounding headache.
Bad migraine, eh?
The worst. The buzzing and flashing from the old sign is killing me. I thought the neon sign had potential until it broke.
Is it your sign?
No, the previous owners used to be a restaurant. But this is horrible. Adversely affecting my footfall and giving me a splitting headache.
You want me to try fixing that sign for you?
Do you know what you're doing?
I'm very good at fixing things.
Then please do. I'm no good at electricals.
I'm not...
Marketing analysis and predicting trends is more my thing.
Right. He's given me permission. So... let's have a look.
I took a good look at the sign. The wiring was exposed and the cover broken. No wonder it was flashing.
Yep, I know what to do.
I
Get rid of
pulled the
that.
wire off. Well, that was one way to stop the letters flashing.
Yep.
Now only half the sign was illuminated.
And now... we're going to make it spell. I'm not going to tell you at the moment. Can you see what it is yet?
Aha! That seemed like a good name. Hey, Bassam.
Aladdin.
How about this? I know it's not your name, but
Aladdin. Very cool. That's a terrific name.